So you don't buy, Shashi Tharoor, either the colonial mindset argument or maybe the other argument the government is making, that this is propaganda aimed to malign the Prime Minister's image and that of India in general?
Look, no, I mean, I think that, every country has a legitimate interest in making its own decisions as to what is newsworthy in that country. And so if the BBC deemed that there was going to be sufficient audience interest in the BBC audience to watch this, that's a news judgment. Just as if you decide tomorrow, Rajdeep, that your India Today audience would be interested in documentary on, let's say, the Leicester riots in England, you're fully justified in doing that. There were riots in Leicester. We sent diplomats to check out what had happened, just as the British did in Gujarat. We have even, the High Commission in London has even issued a statement, the Indian High Commission, about what happened in Leicester. These are not unprecedented actions for governments and diplomats to do. Now, if the Indian media didn't have cameras, or didn't find it worthwhile doing a full story on Leicester, that's the Indian media's news judgment. And if the BBC found the story worth reporting, that's the BBC's news judgment. I don't see this as part of a particularly colonial project. But if they did a news story saying that Indians are not competent to govern themselves and they're busy killing each other in riots or something, then we could object to colonial mindset. There seems to be nothing, again qualifying with the fact that I haven't seen it, from what I've heard by those who have seen it, there seems to be nothing of that sort of nature. In fact, I understand that the BBC acknowledges in their documentary that the Supreme Court has ruled otherwise and has not, or rather has exonerated some of the people whom the documentary appears to.
But let's look at those visuals that we've been playing, Dr. Tharoor, this evening. What do you see? How do you respond to what we are seeing happening in campuses like JNU, like in Jamia, where police has entered? Electricity yesterday in JNU was cut off to prevent the screening of the documentary by the students. In Kerala, youth Congress groups are going ahead and showing the documentary, as are left groups. Are we seeing, in a way, because of the manner in which some universities and the state is reacting, a creeping authoritarianism being normalized? Does that worry you at all? Police entering campus to stop the film?
I'm afraid so. And I think that the JNU authorities have disgraced themselves by doing what they did. And in fact, I'm proud that it was ineffectual, because the kids watched it on battery-powered laptops anyway, so that the cutting off of the electricity only prevented those who were hoping to watch it in their rooms, but those who came to the public location on campus simply watched it on their laptops instead, is what I understand. So good for these kids. And certainly in Kerala, the government did no such thing, and both the Youth Congress and the communist equivalent, the DYFI, did the same thing. They conducted public screenings on large screens, and some people watched them. This is essentially a protest against heavy-handed censorship. It is not necessarily an endorsement of British colonialism, as some people on the BJP side would like to suggest. I think they must appreciate that they have actually attracted more attention to their leaders' misbehavior in 2002 than they would otherwise have had to endure if they had just taken a more mature attitude to this documentary.